Hello, I'm Tyrus Miller, Dean of the School of Humanities at UC Irvine. I'm here with Jeff Wasserstrom, Chancellor's Professor of History and one of the principals in the Forum for the Academy and the Public. We're here to talk about an upcoming event at UC Irvine, Fire and Ice, the Shifting Narrative of Climate Change. So tell us a little bit about the event. I know that you have had a number of events that are on, what we might call the grand questions and also really hot button topical questions of our time. This event, I understand, is on climate change. Can you tell us a bit about how that's going to go and who's speaking?
Sure. No, this is exciting. It's the event we've done so far that's had the most interconnection with scientists. In the past, we've done things that reach between humanities and law and social sciences, but here we're bringing in the natural sciences because, climate change is something you have to talk about. Issues like melting glaciers and rising sea levels, and these dramatic changes that are both changing the natural world and having profound cultural and human effects. So we're trying to mix things, and we have activists involved as well. And the keynote speaker, Bill McKibben, is a leading activist voice and public communicator about climate change. Elizabeth Colbert, who writes for The New Yorker and wrote a book, The Sixth Extinction, among other things, about extinctions, obviously, is a science writer. Nathaniel Rich recently had a whole issue of the New York Times Sunday magazine devoted to climate change. And I think when the New York Times devoted a whole magazine section to it, that's a kind of flagging, at times you feel, why are we talking about anything else? And I think that's why we were picking a topic for this year. But we also have two artists coming to try to talk about, to not talk about, but show representations and how visual narratives can help us understand what's going on. The panel that I'm moderating is one that's trying to ask how are the profound changes in the world being seen differently in different parts of the world. So there's an environmental studies specialist who grew up in Burma and now studies things like water in Southeast Asia and the concern over clean water. There's Tun Mint is his name. And then we have a local scholar of South Asia, Kavita Phillip, who'll be talking about things from that perspective. She's a historian of science. Isabel Hilton is coming over from England. She writes a lot for The Guardian, and she runs a bilingual website in Chinese and English about how the environment is seen in China and in the West. And Gabrielle Hecht is a specialist who works largely on South Africa. So we have this kind of conversation, not just from different places within the academy or within the writing world, but also different parts of the world. Mm-hmm.